What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, the healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, we're going to be breaking down and getting into something that I know many people want to break through on. And so we're telling us what's blocking the money from your life. And there's something blocking it, and the reason why I'm going to kind of like get into this today is because I found the block within myself. And because I found the block, I'm going to share that with you guys. I'm going to share it with anybody who's looking to break through with money. And if you're looking to break through with money, just stay with me. We're going to be here probably about 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, you can change your life. In 20 minutes, you can change your life. In 20 minutes, you will change your life. Do you believe that? You don't have to. Just keep saying it, because you can change your life in a short amount of time. So, all right, let's get into this. Now, before we get into this, hey, if you find value from this podcast and you watch this podcast to the end, or you want to come back and watch it, make sure you like the podcast wherever you are watching it. If it's on YouTube, you can subscribe. You can become a subscriber on Spotify, on iTunes, on all the podcast stations. If you're watching on Facebook, what's happening? You're probably a friend of somebody that I know. Go ahead and share this across your Facebook network. Let someone else know what's happening in the world of money. So recently, I started a new program, and in this program, I'm creating something new, creating something that I always wanted to create, and I'm creating it from scratch. And so I'm in the beginning stages of the creation, and I came to a point where I got stuck. And sometimes, you want to create something and you get to a point where you get sometimes you can get a little bit unsure. Like, has it happened to you where you get a little bit unsure whether or not you can do it? And one of the first things I want to share is that the first block that comes to many of us when we want to create something is the block that you can't do it. The block that it may not work. The block that people may not understand. The block that maybe it's not going to get to the right people. Like, literally, the block comes right right from yourself to say you can't do it. Because I was focusing on some old stuff that I do, and I says, well, I really want to do this other thing. And then the inside of me is saying, okay, I don't know if you can do that. So I found something in there. So one of the first things I'm going to share is, you probably heard this. And so some years ago, I was listening to and watching a presentation by Dr. Miles Monroe, and he gave the ladder of success. He gave this ladder. Now, the ladder of success, it was like 10 notches. We're not going to go through the 10. We're just going to go through 3 notches on the ladder of success that literally can change a person's life when it comes to money. See, money comes as a result of something. And usually when I'm on a call with people and I ask them, well, how much money have you earned, or what's the most amount of money you've ever earned? And then people tell me, man, I really want to make 100,000 because they've never made it, or I want to make 200, 300,000, but they've never made 100. And I get it, because, I've been that way, and I had been that way until I wasn't. What is the reason, and how does the person go from 50,000, 30,000 to 100,000, from 100,000 to 200 or 300 to 300 to a million? What changes? What changes in the person that allows them to get there? Well, the first thing is, it's the I am statements. Like, I am rich. Like, I am the type of person who can earn 100,000. I am the type of person who can earn 300,000. I am the person who can help other people get what they want. And because I can help them get what they want, then they just so happen to pay me, and they pay me exactly what I desire. So if I am that type of person, and that's why I get it. So one of the first things we got to get incongruent with, in alignment with, is being an I am. Like, I am this. And because anything that is just is. So I am becomes that first level. But look, that's just the first level. That actually won't get you all the way to your dreams. It'll get you started because you know who you are. Now, one of the things that I noticed as I was thinking about it. Now, I don't know about you. I'm a very emotional kind of person. Like my wife probably wouldn't believe me, but I'm very emotional. I say emotional. This is not the same kind of emotion that my wife has. It's the kind of emotion that I feel everything. I can feel it. Like it's so wild. And one of the things I realized is that in my stomach, oh, I feel everything from my stomach first. Like, so if there's something bad, I feel it in my stomach. Something good, I feel it in my stomach. I'm just like, and it wasn't until recently that I pinpointed this. If you're emotional like me and you can feel stuff, I'm a feeler. If you can feel stuff and you feel it in your stomach, that's where we have to get control. I can control my emotions. I can control what it is that I'm going to do every day. I can control everything when it comes to the things I can control. So the second level is the I can statements, like literally saying, I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can, and I can. Like I can. Because remember, I am as the first level. I can is where we're actually realizing, we're coming into realization. We were in alignment. Now we come into the realization that, oh, this is absolute. This is exactly what I know I can do. See, one of the things that I learned from Dr. Miles Monroe, spending hours and hours and hours in his teachings, and one of the things that he taught on is understanding purpose. Understanding purpose. What is purpose, right? And so we had to answer some questions when we're looking to understand purpose. Who am I? Who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? And what can I do? The what can I do? Like, remember, we don't get anything until we do something. We have to do something. Like, in order for me to understand some of the things that I've learned about my life, what I've learned about being successful, I literally have to speak it out. Have to speak it out of me, because now I'm a person that can think, and I think a lot. But to really hash it out, I have to speak it out. So I actually use a platform to do that. So as I'm speaking this out, I'm putting together the exact understanding of what can happen if a person would like to earn more money. Like, literally, I'm creating this program, and the program is going to be all about making more money. Knowing that I am the person that has money. I can do what it is that is necessary to get it. It takes a certain type of person, which we all are a certain type of person. It's just that a lot of times we get stuck in situations where we're just like, I don't think I can do it. The moment we say we don't think we can do it is the moment that it doesn't happen. I've been convicted of this many times, where like I know I can, then I say I don't know. A few years ago, I used to I had a ministry with my church. It's called Next Level, and I remember doing several talks on the I don't know syndrome. And what I realized about the I don't know syndrome is that the more you say I don't know, is the more you cannot know. See, sometimes we just don't catch what we're saying. You can say something that literally we're saying things that's stealing from our riches and our wealth. I don't know. Well, you know what? I can know. And because I can know, I know. I know exactly how to help someone to overcome certain beliefs so that they can do what it is that they would like to do and earn more money. Like it's as simple as that. I was listening to an author. His name is Paul McKenna. He's written a couple of books. I actually haven't gotten his books yet, but they're in my cart to order. But I love his teachings on how a person can change their life, like in a short amount of time. It's like you can change your life in 7 days. You can change your life in 7 minutes. Like you can change your life at the moment of decision. And that's what I know that I'm like, no, I know I can do that. I know I can do that. I can change. I can help people change their life. You'll find out. You'll see for the few people that watch the podcast, they will see, because there's going to be stories of people who then start talking about, oh my goodness, I was only making, such and such amount of money, and now I'm making $500,000. I was only making, 100,000. Now I'm at 300,000. I was only making 50,000. Now I'm at 200,000. So I can do that. And I can do that because I am that type of person. And because I am that type of person, I can help people to change their money mindset when it comes to their desires. I can do that. Now, here's the last part of this. The last part of it is when the rubber meets the road. Ever heard of that statement? The rubber meets the road. The rubber meeting the road is like when you actually press on the gas. Think about it. If you're driving a car, I get in the car. I said I am the type of person who can drive the car. Then I said that I can drive the car. But here's the thing. The car will not drive until. So that means I need to have the key to the car. So by having the key to the car in and of itself still doesn't drive the car. Even though I am the type of person who could drive the car, I can drive the car because I know how to do it. And then the third thing is I will drive this car by turning the ignition and putting it into gear, pressing the gas. I will drive the car. Now, see, this is the part where we go from, we go from, pie in the sky with the I ams to, coming getting closer and closer to the I cans, because now I'm confident that I can do it. Now we actually have to allow the rubber on the car to meet the road so that we can actually start going towards doing this thing. We can't do it until we do it. It's interesting because, I know that it's crazy, right? Because I have meetings with people. A lot of meetings that I'm having may be talking about one area. It's usually talking about taxes. And here's what I'm finding in the conversations that I have people with taxes. There's a money problem. There's a money problem in just about every business business owner that I've spoken to, even up to the 25 million. I've got a client, his business does 25 million. It's up there. But there's a money problem. There's a leaky faucet, meaning there's a faucet that's leaking out money. And because the faucet is leaking out money, then even though you're making a lot of money, you still got this faucet leaking out. So there has to be some changes implemented in order for the leaks to get shored up. And, and then that's like at the high level. Then let's come down to some of the lower levels. I can go to people that I've spoken to that are still working a job. They don't have a business. They're in an industry. They've gone to school. They have the education. They could be making anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000. And what's happening there is that they can't see past what it's taken them to get there. So think about it. If I went to school and it took me, the 4 years in college, right, to get to the point where now I'm making 60,000, I'm making 80,000. But I want to get further. What happens is, I probably got to go do a couple more years in college, spend another $100,000, in order to be able to incrementally think about this. That person goes and get a master's, and they can go say they were making 60,000. Maybe they get to 80. Maybe they might get to 100. Now here's the thing. It sounds good, but think about what it cost. It cost them an extra 2 years of study, and then the 100,000 that they had to pay for the school just to go from 80 to $120,000 more. But that's where they come in at, and they come in and they can't fathom not doing it without school. They can't fathom, being able to propel themselves even in an area that isn't what they're doing. That's where I come in. There's an area that I've spent a lot of time that I'm moving into a new area. I'm not getting rid of the old area, because that area still brings in tons of money. It's going to continue to bring in money. But then I found a niche within the things that I ultimately am passionate about, things that I desire, that I know that other people desire the same thing. People want to make more money. And because they want to make more money, they want to know the faster ways to doing it. And they want to know how to do it without having to go back to school. They want to know how to do it without having to spend so much money. I'm not saying that it's going to cost money. Like when they come for my coaching, it's probably going anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, maybe $15,000 to get this coaching. But here's the thing: what's going to happen is a person's going to jump up. If they work with me for a year, no less than $100,000, no less than $100,000, new money, right? So a person would easily pay $10,000 for making $100,000. A person would easily pay $15,000 to make $100,000 easily. And that's kind of where we're going with it, because we realize, like, hey man, if I desire to do it, then I am the person that can do it. If I desire to do it, then I know that I can do it. And if I desire to do it, then I know that I will do it. I will do it because it's not just about me. Imagine if it was just 100, 200, few hundred people whose lives changed, and they went from 50,000 to 200,000. What if people in their businesses start going from 100,000 in their business to $500,000 or $1 million in their business? So as I'm putting this together, I'm saying to myself, this is needed. Not because of course there's plenty of people who are out there doing similar things, but no one can do it like Jay Furthermore. No one can do it like me, right? Because I am the healthy accountant. I help people to account for their life in a way that they can see. They can literally see the healthy them. They can see the healthy them with their body. They can see the healthy them with their finances. They can see the healthy them with their life and their business. That is what God has given me. And sometimes the things that God gives us, we overlook them. We overlook how simple it was for us, when really what's simple for me is like, man, it's not as simple for others. Then that means that I can teach people. You can teach people the things that is simple for you, because those are the things that we can use to help other people. And look, if at the end of the day you wanted to make more money, you can use those things. You can package it up, and then you can sell it to other people. This is one way that if you wanted to make more money, you could find the block today. And usually the I ams, the I cans, and the I wills is exactly what a person needs in order to make more money. Yep, there's that way. Look, there's literally shifting your mindset when it comes to how much things cost, and stop saying things are expensive and just start saying, wow, this is amazing. And when I do this, I know. You go to the knowing that this is possible. So today, we just kind of went through the beginning stages of what's blocking the money from people's lives. And if you would like to unblock the money from your life, I hope that you would listen to this again and you would go back and start testing yourself with I am, I can, and I will. Find out when you said I am the last time, if you went all the way through I will. And if you didn't go through the I will, remember I will is where the rubber meets the road. You actually got to turn the key in the car and you got to get going. And if you didn't get going, if you got to the point when you got stuck, that just means that you didn't actually have the awareness to, of the I will. You maybe had the can and you maybe had the I am, or maybe you didn't have the can and you didn't have the I am. There's a lot of people who don't even have the I am. We can no longer say we don't know. There's no point. Man, is there a way to know? Is this something I should know? See, we got to play with the idea of what we or how we can actually come into these ideas. So that's it for today. What's blocking, the money from your life could simply be, embedded in the I am, I can, and I will. Guys, I hope you got value from this program today. If you did, like, subscribe, share, let other people know, and be on the lookout because soon there will be a program where people will change their life when it comes to their money and have a total money mindset makeover. And I'm looking forward to that coming soon. God bless you guys, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.